Hi, this is Steve Garland, head wrestling coach at the University of Virginia, giving my weekly Virginia Wrestling video newsletter. Lots to talk about this week. I want to recap the Virginia Duels. We just got back from the Virginia Duels down in Hampton, Virginia. And just like I said, going into the tournament, it was going to be a tough tournament. It sure was. It was a battle the whole way through. We were the 1 seed. We ended up taking second. And I'll walk you through how that happened. Right off the bat, we wrestled Kent State. Kent was an extremely scrappy, hard-nosed team that fought for every point, and they were very hard to score on. We like to use the word stingy in our sport. They were stingy. They were good on bottom. I was really impressed with their mat wrestling. So I did a really good job against us, and we were able to pull that out through. I'll go through some of the key wins that helped us win that first match. Was Patch McCormick right off the bat, winning it with yet another gutsy performance, winning a close one there. 33, we lost a heartbreaker. Louie Hayes lost to a ranked guy. We felt like he wrestled his tail off, and he just couldn't find a way to score. And with literally 10 seconds left, it was 1-1, just about to go to overtime. He hit a duck, and then he forced a second. The young man from Kent countered it. He went for a second duck, and when he peeked out, he actually tried to back arch, and he went to his own back and essentially took himself down. So it was 3-1. He lost that right, literally the last seconds of the match. We got back on track at 41. Brian Courtney got a win. At 49. Denton Spencer lost to Kamara, and Spencer was very, very sick, and we ended up having to pull him after that. And I'll talk more about how Michael Murphy stepped up for us there and did a great job. 157. Justin McCoy really got that dual meet back on track for us. He got a tech fall at 157. They got all the momentum back, and then San Martino up a weight class, stepping in for the injured Cam Coy. Won a very close one for us, and I told Sam after the match that's something he's going to remember the rest of his life, being able to step up for the team like that and essentially ice that dual meet, because as we went forward we felt good about the matchup. So we ended up losing a heartbreaker at 74 in the last 30 seconds, lost at 84, but then 97 JALO iced down a really tough victory there. And then at heavyweight we got the fall. So with Quinn Miller, who's now 8-0 in his last 8 matches with I think 4 or 5 pins. So he's really come on of late. So that catapulted us into the semis, and that's where we wrestled Old Dominion, who anybody that's following collegiate wrestling this year knows how tough that team is and knows how hard they fight. I mean, gosh, they gave NC State, who's a top 5 dual meet team, top 5 team in the country, period, everything they could handle at the beginning of the year. They're known for being very talented, scrappy group, well coached, and the whole bit. So we knew we had our work cut out for us, especially with 2 starters out. And our guys, I would say, is collectively the best we've wrestled in a dual meet the entire season. I was just, from start to finish, I felt like, gosh, did our guys get after it. Starting with Patch McCormick right off the bat. He's beat a very tough Cardinal. His name's Killian Cardinal. He's got some ranked wins under his belt. He's had a great season. And Patch McCormick had never beaten him before. Their rivalry goes back to high school. And Patch just found a way to just hustle and find a way to win. It's just awesome. And I think Patch McCormick is one of the big stories of the season for us, about development and about heart and about how, if you watch him in the room, he might be over there getting taken down, but when it's time to compete, that guy's a competitor. He's a frigging competitor, and he raises the level of his game when the lights are on. So I'm so proud of him, and that really got to start off on the right foot. And then Louie Hayes had a breakthrough win for him. He just, not because of the guy he beats tough, don't get me wrong, a good wrestler, but it was the way he competed. He just was finishing his shots. He was points, scoring takedowns to Turks, and constantly just using his Russian and elbow pass, Russian, underhook, snap, just going. And that's the representative of what we want our program to be known for. So it was just, on so many levels, was it good. And then Brian Courtney, I would argue the story of the season for him specifically. He beats a returning All-American, majors the kid, and went ballistic. Gosh, I don't know if he's ever wrestled that good, not just this season, but maybe since he's been here. So that was huge, and we're hoping that's going to continue to go this way, and he'll continue to make that consistently how he competes every weekend. Because I told him afterwards, I said, Brian, that's the guy that I home visited. That guy right there, that's the guy that we expected and that we want moving forward. Like, that guy right there is very hard to wrestle. And we're just so proud of him for what he did there. Then Michael Murphy, again, I told you I'd get back to him. He wrestled another stud from their team and gutted out a close win. He was able just to get a takedown off, I don't even know what it was. He just fell into a leg and somehow found a way to suck it up and finish. And it was just, gosh, it was awesome, because that was one of those matches that we needed to have to win the duel. And Michael just, it's just so cool to see him compete like that, his senior year. So really happy for him. And then At 165, we lost by a point. At 174, we won with Vic Marcelli. And then at 84, it was crazy. Batista wrestled his heart out, but he lost in overtime, but he wrestled his heart out. It was just, could have won. That one definitely was flip. I mean, it could have went either way. And then 97, JIL looked great. And then at heavyweight, we got a 14-1 decision, I think it was, ultimately with Quinn Miller. So he did awesome. He almost got a technical fall against a guy who we only beat by a point just a week ago at the F&M Open. So just the way we wrestled was huge. The result was the result, but we always say that the way you compete ultimately ends up getting that result more times than not. So I took the guys afterwards, couldn't be more happier for them. I think that's what we need to build on. That's the way we need to bring it every single weekend. And then in the finals, we wrestled the 2-seed Ryder, who's we've seen before. We saw him at the Keystone Classic. They're tough up and down the lineup, and so we knew that was going to be an absolute war, and it was. I mean, you got to give those guys credit. They found a way in a lot of matches. I mean, at 25, for example, Patch had the lead 4-2. Their guy takes us down with, I believe it was 8 seconds left, and then Patch got an escape with 4 seconds left to tie it up to send it in overtime. And I mean, again, showing Patch's heart. You know how hard it is to get an escape with 8 seconds left. It was just so awesome to see him do that. And then he has a butt drag to get the winning takedown in overtime, and he kind of got over anxious, and he just got out of position for a second. And the kid from Ryder did a great job of capitalizing, jumped in, reshot back into a high crotch, picked us up, and took us down. So then at 33, Louie was going for the major. I mean, I don't know if you watch that match back. I don't know how many attacks Louie had, but I would say triple what the other guy had, to quadruple. I mean, it was unbelievable how his action and his tenacity and rate of attack just. As a matter of fact, we were about to get the major, and he actually took himself down again, but he elbow bited so hard he almost fell over because he was trying so hard. But the effort was totally there. He ended up winning 11-5, so he just missed the major. At 41, Brian Corney ended up losing to that kid from Ryder. Did a really good job of neutralizing Brian. At 49, again, Michael Murphy stepped up and got a win in overtime. I think he might have had to fall in overtime. I have to watch it back. It was this close. He hit a cradle, rolled through, did a suicide roll through, and back over his head and had him on his back, and that pin would have been huge. But the fact that he was able to gut out that win anyway was huge. And then at 57, McCoy, oh my goodness, McCoy, a guy who beat him at the Keystone, was a ranked guy, was a really good wrestler. He had him split with a beautiful re-attack high crotch, had his leg split, had them both shelved, had him going to his back, and he dipped his hip to try to roll through, and the kid rolled him through and ended up on top of him and ended up not only taking him down but turning him that period. So he's down 6-0 instead of being up to 2-0 with a great position. So that one hurt. That one hurt bad. 65 we lost. 74. Vic Marcelli wrestled the young man from Ryder who's nationally ranked and lost to him by a point. That guy was the guy who actually hurt Vic's shoulder at Keystone. So, that one, we wanted that one bad, and Vic ended up doing just a little bit too little too late. He closed the gap, but it was too little too late. Can't give up 2 takedowns in the first period. He ended up losing 7-6, I believe. 84, again, we lost very close. It was a 2-point match with like 30 seconds left. 97, JAL, though, was another bright spot of the duel. He ends up beating a top 10 ranked guy, this time worse than he beat him the first time. He beat him 5 or 6-1 and controlled the whole match, and we just felt like it just shows you how good Jay is, because that kid's no joke, and for him to do that shows you the level Jay's at, how much better he's wrestling now than he was earlier in the year. And then Quinn Miller won again at heavyweight. So again, I think Quinn's 9-0 his last 9 matches. So just really good. A lot of good things going on for the program. And that catapults us into this weekend, which is another tough weekend. We've got UTC coming in. UTC, Chattanooga is very well coached, great guys. I have the utmost respect for their staff and for their program. I was really close with Heath Esslinger, who's the old coach, and he handed the baton off to another great guy. And here's the thing about Chattanooga's team, and we've wrestled them a ton back and forth over the years. They're always going to bring it. They're always going to fight hard. They're going to be really good scramblers. They're going to be really good on top. They're going to be really hard to wrestle. So our guys got to be ready to rock. And one of the big things for this weekend in terms of a preview. Oh yeah, and by the way, then we got VMI after that, who's having the best season they've had in decades. So. Or probably the last 10 years. I won't be too dramatic. I'll say at least the last decade. I think it's probably the best team, and Coach Gibby's doing a great job there. So we've got our work cut out for us this weekend. Here's a huge praise and a big positive. God willing, Jack Mueller's going to be back in the lineup this weekend. He's been injured, and we're finally getting him back, and really, really, really excited about that, because our team is just it's a different igniter when you have a guy like that in the lineup, and we're working towards getting some other guys back. So stay tuned for this weekend. I will give you another recap right after the match, probably with my boy Bill, and then we'll give you a preview of what's going on next week as well. But last thing I want to say, prepare for not just come to this match this weekend. So we've got Chattanooga Friday, 7 p.m., Memorial Gym, it's free. The next day we have 1 p.m. VMI, so this Friday, Saturday. Also put on your calendar, Friday, January 31st, John Paul Jones Arena, Virginia Tech. You can get those tickets right online. Virginia Tech is a top 4 ranked, nationally ranked team in the country. They're going to have nationally ranked matchups all the way up and down the lineup on both sides. It's definitely an event you want to come see. So we also have casino night that weekend as well through the Cavalier Wrestling Club. So lots going on. Please check the website and make sure you get up on that. Talk to you soon and go Hoos.